Welcome back here to Mountain Connections. If you've been watching the show and wondering what this beautiful piece behind me is, we are going to learn a little bit more about that right now. We have the amazing artist Ashley Collins in with us. She was here last year and I'm excited to have her here again. Ashley, how are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. How are you doing, Mr. Diego?
Fantastic as well. Always a pleasure to see you. Tell me a little bit about how you've been doing since the last time we've seen you.
Epic.
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 As always.
Yes.
I love your outlook on life. You have such a positive, amazing, energetic outlook on life, and even just having a conversation with you kind of like lifts me up a little bit.
Well,
so I'm
that's
glad to have you here.
because it's early. You know, I mean, you're in here. I don't know what time you are in here, but I mean, my goodness, I'm waking up and it's dark. I mean, it must be still stars out. Speaking of,
let's talk about this amazing piece that you have here.
Let's do, because she is absolutely extraordinary. She took
Gorgeous.
Years upon years to complete.
Interesting. And tell me a little bit more about your methodology. Where did it begin? Because the one thing that I love about your art is that it's so dynamic. There's so much going on. There's so much texture. There's so much to look at. So what's the base layer? Where did it start?
It's just every single one of my children's. I mean, I call them my children's.
Yes,
I know not human children's, but every single one starts with stories, with pages upon pages upon pages of stories of other people's, histories, and, which brings us to our own, moment right now.
Where we can reflect and kind of learn from them as well. Something that's very interesting about your piece, Shooting Star, is what Shooting Star meant to people a long time ago. Can you talk about that as well?
Of course. I mean, Star is just sitting in front of her, it's just so extraordinary. But, as children's, we would sing, we wish upon a star.
Absolutely.
To make our dreams come true. But I don't think that we really realized, when you wish upon a star, forgive me because my voice is just, it wasn't born with that.
Great.
I can paint, but singing is, but a long, long time ago, in Greece, many, many years ago, peoples would, when they would see a shooting star, they would make their wish because it was like a zipper, if you can imagine, a zipper opening into the heavens. And so that's where the gods could hear their wish.
It was that brief moment that you could reach through and connect.
Yes, and so that's a piece of history that I find actually fascinating. I mean, the paintings themselves are just layers upon layers upon layers upon layers upon layers. But I find that, when you wish upon a star, I find that quite fascinating, that piece of history in the story of Star as well.
Absolutely, and I think even in the modern day when people wish upon a star, they may not think so deeply into what they're doing, but they're doing the same thing that the ancient Greeks.
And it makes you feel, I mean, it's like there's something so magical about this, and I was looking at Star yesterday because I'm always learning from you and from other people's, what the paintings mean, and underneath the red crown are the words "invisible roads," and that came from one of my journals from 1988, 1989,
wow.
I don't know, and it reflects when you're a child, we live in the mystery. Children live in the mystery. It's not like, well, I must be this,
so serious,
and I must do this or what have you, and it's kind of a reminder, like your dreams, dream big, wish huge.
Yes.
Because, and live in the mystery, because when you live in the mystery, you're asking all these questions and you're taking in life anew every moment.
That's great.
And so she is just such an extraordinary, I mean, from all the book pages.
That's my next question for you actually was I love the book on there. Can we talk a little bit more about that book specifically? What is that book that you used on here to spread around the pages on the piece?
It's someone's story.
I love that.
I mean, like these days it's like, people talk about DNA and things like this. It's like, imagine how many hands, even more so the imagination of whoever wrote this story. I
Yeah.
mean, generally, I use dictionaries because of knowledge. I use children's stories because, once again,
Of that imagination, that childlike imagination.
and we all have it.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, it's not. We are all born artists, and you are healing the world when you are doing that which you love, albeit whether it's painting, whether it's interviewing, whether it's, you know, whatever it is that you're doing. If you're doing that which you love,
You're contributing.
you are healing the world, because you can see it in people. You know,
Yeah.
there's a certain joy, a certain childlike, you know, fearlessness, you know, looking beyond fear and guilt and doubt, all the things that kind of weigh, you know, adults down.
Absolutely,
you
and kind
know?
of hinder that imagination that we once had as kids. And that's something that I love about your pieces as well, is they invite you to explore that, and then they invite you to kind of tap into yourself, your inner child, and kind of figure out what it means to you. So I really love your pieces. I wish we could spend more time talking about everything and the amazing art that you do. I do want to highlight where people can go to see these pieces this weekend.
Best gallery ever.
Yes, I agree.
Prospect Gallery, Mr. Colby Lawson is absolutely a joy to work with. His team, I cannot express enough my gratitude. And make sure when you come to, I hope you're going to come
Absolutely.
tonight.
Yes.
Prospect Gallery, Park City. In 33 years of painting, I've never seen a team like this. I've never seen someone so capable of and, you know, resilient.
Absolutely. Well, we're so excited to have you, and we're so blessed to have you
so
here
much,
in the Park City
Mr.
community.
Diego. And touch the paintings. That was the last thing.
Oh, touch them. That's a
Make
big
sure
part.
you touch the paintings. I know people are told not to touch the paintings, but I literally will drag people's over
To come interact.
and interact. Yes.
That's great.
Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Mr. Diego.
Always
it's so
a pleasure
wonderful
speaking
see
to you. I love having amazing conversations with you, Ashley. Again, you can head over to Prospect Gallery this weekend. Highly encourage you to go check these out. These are amazing pieces, and as Ashley said, you can actually interact with them, which makes them that much better. We'll be right back with much more right here on Mountain Connections. Don't go anywhere.